Hey, what's up, guys? This is Rad and Ross Pokepulse coming at you today. I think we got a great topic we're going to talk about. And yeah, I'm going to let you guys know what it is.
Absolutely. So today we're going to be getting into top 10 undervalued cards. It's a very interesting topic, of course. As we've talked about on the channel, there's so many valuable cards in this game. There's so much money in this game right now. There's a big buzz going on, of course, with Prismatic Evolutions out, and everyone's still excited about what Blooming Waters. The 151 hype is still going strong.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. So there's just so much going on. So we actually want to take this opportunity and talk about some of the undervalued cards, some of the slept-on cards in some of these sets. So I believe you have a list, Rad, and let's start going through these, and we'll give our opinions on what we think about these cards. So take it away, man.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna get right to it, and with number 1 on the list, we have Gardevoir EX SIR from from Paldea Fates. Paldean Fates.
That's right.
Yep. So many damn sets.
So many sets.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
From Paldean Fates. And yeah, right now it's currently sitting at around $80.
Yeah.
And it made a big jump up in the past month from where it was at $55. But it's still a really undervalued card. Top 3 in the set, right behind the Bubble Mew and the Charizard from Paldean Fates. And yeah, just beautiful artwork. Some of the most underrated artwork on it. You know, a really nice Pokemon, Gardevoir. I mean, he's not the most ultra known Pokemon, but definitely a known one.
Absolutely, beautiful card. And I believe that card started off around, was it around 40?
Yeah,
maybe around $40,
30,
maybe even lower,
yeah,
right? And so it's at least 2x.
Yeah,
it's at least 2x to this point.
Yeah,
and yeah, to your point, very valuable card, slept on. Is that a card that you could see eventually getting into like the $150? Range
I think that's right on the money with that one. It deserves to be, you know, $150 card, especially with the way the other top 2 cards are moving. And once again, it's just such a beautiful card that yeah, for sure it deserves to be in the 150 range. I think that's a perfect price for it.
And so that's really good value. I know something else that me and you have talked about offline a lot is sometimes trying to get these cards that are potentially lower valued, and then also trying to get those cards in a PSA 10, right? It might be easier to acquire, then you get that in a PSA 10, and then you're just really flipping your money. So we're all about business on this channel. We're going to give you a lot of good business advice as far as tips. As always, do what you want. That's my disclaimer, right? This is just our opinion. But some of these cards are absolutely great opportunities for you to invest in and try to make some money on. So that Gardevoir is a great one.
Yeah.
What else do you think, Rad, is on that list of some other cards that they can potentially look into?
So another card that's a great example of the raw to PSA 10 right now is the Charizard EX SIR from Obsidian Flames. I think that's a really, really good one.
I love that one.
Yeah, I think it's a great card because it's at $60 right now, and it's the top card in the set, number 1. Number 2, it's a modern Charizard. That is a beautiful card. For under $100,
that's a really good point.
I mean, like you said earlier, I think that's broken. So I think that's a really strong card, really undervalued. The PSA 10 is sitting at around $325. So yeah, it has a lot of room to move up, and I think it will soon in the future.
I really like that card too, and I want to piggyback off of something that Rad just mentioned, which is the fact that it's a Charizard. You know me pretty well, so you know I have a philosophy, like those popular Pokemon, right? Like Charizard is one of those. Like, it's the biggest card in the set. It happens to be a Charizard, and to Rad's point, it's extremely undervalued at like $60. That to me is a must get. And then just listening to that differential that you would get if you get that in a PSA 10.
Just insane.
But even just getting a card like that, a modern Charizard that's for $60, that's the big card in the set. That card is clearly 100% guaranteed going to be a $100 card.
100%.
No question. And me and you think Obsidian Flames is one of the most undervalued sets out there. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about that on the channel in the future. But yeah, that's a really undervalued set.
Most definitely. Yeah, so be on the lookout. Maybe snag a few of the Charizards right now while they're under that $100 price point. And yeah, I think you'll do very well with that one.
Completely agree.
Yeah, dude. Let's go to another one.
Sure. What else you thinking about?
So we're gonna get away from an SI and we're gonna talk about an IR right now. That and this is one that you brought to this list.
Okay.
This is the Latios.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Surging Sparks.
Absolutely.
And right now it's sitting around $40.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check that, but yeah,
between $40 to $50 range, I'm sure.
Great IR, you know, with the pairing card being the Latios. SI, even though it's a SIR, we know it's in the $220 range right now. Number one, they do make they are an actual pair card. They come together and make one scene, you know, and we're also seeing other IRs. Skyrocket in value, like the magic cards, other cards like that. So it's not out of this world for this IR to become $100+ card as well.
I'm buying complete stock on what Rad is selling here, ladies and gentlemen, with this one as well. To his point, because yes, this is one of the ones that is my addition to the list. I really like this one. To your point, Surging Sparks, right? What are the big cards in the set? We know about the Pikachu. The Latios. The Latios, I believe, is the second biggest card in the set, and it's connected to the Latios, which is a HR. And actually, to your point, I actually believe that the Latios is even undervalued at its 200-ish.
Point. Yeah.
I believe that that's even undervalued. So yeah, if you get your hands on this card, and what's it going for? So you got it pulled up there.
Yep. And ungraded right now, it's at 38. Wow. And another big discrepancy from the SA10 and 197 is that price right now. So yeah, another very undervalued card that
completely undervalued. I agree, Rad. And I think that one thing I want to say about Surging Sparks before we move on, I think Surging Sparks is a really interesting set, you guys, because I think that it's in an interesting position. We still have obviously Prismatic looming any day now. Prismatic's going to be dropping. We have that. We have the Rocket set coming behind that. So I'm wondering, like, is Surging Sparks going to be one of these sets that kind of gets lost in the mix from the standpoint of we look back like 2-3 months and we're like, oh wow, Surging Sparks is worth a lot more money than we thought because it kind of slipped under the radar in between all of these big sets. Right, all these hype sets. So I'm just wondering, like, a card like this Latios, can we see that jump up to like $80, $90, maybe even $100 in like the near future?
I would say that's totally feasible, especially with the way markets are going right now. Most definitely.
So another one we want to talk about on the list, right, is Lugia. Lugia V from Silver Tempest. We think that's a really good card, right? There's a lot of meat in the bone still. So right now that card's sitting at around $220. $240 right now, actually. Wow. So actually it's around $240 right now. That's a card that I believe when I had got it some months back was around $160. So that's a card that's growing. And again, I like to say follow the Pokemon. It's Lugia. It's popular. There's still, again, it's at a decent price right now. But we still do believe that it's still undervalued. I think there's still going to be some meat on the bone that you can make with that Lugia. So it's technically not a bad price to get a bad time to get your hands on it if you can still.
Yeah, no. It being another top card in the set, surrounded by other good sets like Fusion Strikes and Brilliant Stars. I think it's a really strong card that is gonna continue to climb upwards. The artwork on it is beautiful.
Absolutely.
You know, when they, I love it when they show Pokemon in their environment. You know, in a scenario, not just a close up on the Pokemon with a obscure background.
Absolutely.
I really like it's just another beautiful card. It's almost like a Starry Night. You know, kind of as he's flying. You know, with someone
very
below
unique
him,
card.
the shadow of someone below him. Really, really cool looking card.
So
another one I want to talk about on the list is not just a singular card, but a triplet of cards, I would say. And that is going to be the Legendary Birds from Chilling Reign.
Chilling Reign.
Yeah, so very, very overlooked cards. So the top card in Chilling Reign is the Galarian Moltres V alt art. Okay, it's sitting around $170 right now.
Wow.
Okay, but little do people know they have the other two birds in the set, the Galarian Articuno and the Galarian Zapdos. And those two cards are only sitting in the $20s and $30 range right now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that is a very underlooked card that makes it so undervalued. And I think,
and to your point, I have a question for you. Do you think if the Moltres continues to rise, that's going to pull up the other two birds with it some?
Most definitely. I mean, they come in a set. I know personally, if I'm gonna go after the Moltres, and especially if those cards gain some traction, because I know a lot of people like collecting higher dollar cards, but if those start to get some traction, then a lot of people are gonna really want them in their set to make it a triplet.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great, very underlooked set. Once again, I mean, set of cards, I think.
Yeah, and just to add a quick contribution to that conversation, I would say that kind of falls in line with my way of thinking as well. Once again, these are legendary Pokemon, right? So there's gonna be a market for those people who just are big fans. I've met people like that. I'm just a big Zapdos guy. I'm a big Articuno guy, or
most definitely.
That's just one of those bases that are already there. And so because that's a popular Pokemon and they're at an undervalued price right now, I think those are some good cards for someone to add to their collection for sure.
Okay, I definitely agree. So sticking with a V card, another alt art V that's very underlooked as well is the Mew V from Fusion Strikes.
Ooh, that's a good one. You really like that one.
Yeah,
tell us about that.
I really like the Mew from Fusion Strikes. So it is currently sitting at $50.
Okay.
And it's just a beautiful alt art, with all these other alt art Vs being so high in value. That this one isn't even at $100 yet. I think that it's extremely undervalued, and definitely one to be wise to pick up at the moment.
And I'm going to agree with you on that, Rad, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you got Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike right now is really hot. It's going up in value. It's one of those Sword and Shield era.
Yeah.
And Sword and Shield right now is hot. Those cards are gaining a lot of traction. We're getting farther and farther removed from those sets. The Gengar, we know what the Gengar VMAX is doing. It's out of this world right now in price. So the other cards in the set are going to follow the lead of that big card and the value of the set in general. So everything in there is going to keep going up. So if you could get a card like that Mew, which is a pretty rare card too. I mean, let's remember, some of those Sword and Shield era pull rates are awful. So it's like, that's the thing. If you could get your hands on these cards, maybe just go out there solo, buy these cards individually with these bad pull rates. I mean, as we get farther and farther removed from those sets, man, I mean, that's going to be a lot of value for your money. Yeah,
I would say so. And right now it's sitting at $49. It has made a big jump in the past 3 months of $60. 60%. So it's sitting around probably $30. But still heavily undervalued.
A lot of meat on the bone there.
Like you said, it's from Fusion Strike. Man, guys, Fusion Strikes is taking off from what I've been seeing availability on eBay and relistings of products within the coming days. It's getting, Fusion Strikes is one of those ones that's about to be on an evolving skies trend. So
that's what I'm seeing as well.
I really think the Mew V is a extremely
very
strong
slept
card.
on.
Most definitely.
Nice.
And so we're gonna go back to another set on this one. Okay. So the next cards that are undervalued are going to be the legendary dogs from Crown Zenith.
Oh, we got the Raikou, we got the Entei, we got the Suicune from Crown Zenith. You love Crown Zenith. It's one of your favorite sets.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, I actually do have them. They're up here behind the Plusle. And they're just extremely pretty cards, all three of them.
Gorgeous cards.
Which one's your favorite?
I love Raikou, but that's just because I'm a Raikou fan. I don't think the Raikou is the best artwork one. Out of the three, I probably would say maybe the Entei is. technically.
Pretty cool.
He's pretty cool, but I'm a huge Raikou fan. Raikou's my favorite, so I'm just gonna stand Raikou.
No. I think Raikou is the best artwork on him.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Entei is the weakest. I think,
wow, that's
Suicune
interesting.
Is a really good, looking card too.
Very cool.
No, dude, they're awesome cards, and they're only at $20 something a piece, $25 a piece. And
that's a steal.
Crown Zenith is just climbing. The top cards have doubled in value in the past 2 months.
And I gotta really give you your props on this. You've been really bullish on Crown Zenith from the beginning, I'm one of those people who, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm in the minority on this. I'm not gonna lie, no, I'm in the minority on this. But like, Crown Zenith needed to grow on me a little bit. It has. It's grown on me. I think, especially with the mindset that I have about this game now, as far as the business that's in this game and what you can do money wise. That set value for money. When you look at the hit rates of that set and the cards and the value of what those cards are,
the top 10,
for what you're paying for that set, it's absolutely money. Great deal. If you could get your hands on Crown Zenith,
great set to open too.
Yeah, and just fun set. If you're just a genuine pure collector, purist, and you don't even care about all this financial stuff we're talking about. You just like, man, I just love Pokemon. I love this game. It's fun. Open some Crown Zenith. Open some Crown Zenith. It's fun. Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Most definitely. I think I pulled a gold card out of each one of the 5 Sea and Sky boxes that I bought from Sam.
That is incredible.
And
and if you can, guys, take advantage of those type of deals this year. I mean, we're big on that. Get your hands on some of that sealed product when you can.
Most definitely. That was a great value. 14 packs for $40, I believe, something like that. Most definitely. All right. So another one on the list, and this is one that you brought up, would be another Charizard. It's going to be the Charizard from Paldean Fates. It's it's currently the top card. We say undervalued, and it is most definitely undervalued. It's got some real value at the time, but just like the Lugia V from Silver Tempest, it still has some real room to grow. And I think that's a strong card. It's surrounded by strong cards. It's the Bubble Mew, the Gardevoir EX,
absolutely,
and just a strong set overall.
Completely agree.
Yeah, so I think that's just another really good pick. What do you think about that?
I mean, I completely agree with you, Rad. I mean, $140 right now for that card. It's a Charizard once again. I love Paldean Fates. It's one of my favorite sets. Like piggybacking off what I was saying with Crown Zenith. It's one of those sets you open up Paldean Fates and you're going to pull something. There's baby shinies that you could pull. There's obviously the SIR, that big Charizard everybody loves. Beautiful artwork. Fun fact, that is the same artist, I believe, that worked on the Obsidian Flames Charizard. That's why those backgrounds are very similar, I believe.
They'd have to be.
I believe it's the same artist. And again, it's a Charizard. It's a Charizard. It's the biggest card in the set. And it's a Charizard. A beautiful artwork. I think that one is extremely undervalued, and I think that's going to be like a $250 to $300 card at some point.
Yeah,
I just do. I think there's no way that card doesn't at the least get into like the mid 200s.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way. And so Paldean Fates is actually a set that if you get your hands on, I would say get your hands on it. But totally agree, if you could go after that Charizard, if there's one chase card you want, and of course your Bubble Mew that you love so much.
Oh my God.
Either of those cards, you can't go wrong with them. But that Charizard is extremely undervalued right now.
Yep.
So yeah.
And so it's looking at the year chart for the Paldean Fates Charizard. Looks like it had a really big dip a few months ago. 6 months ago. Kind of stayed there, really about 9 months ago, and stayed there for about 6 months. And then 3 months ago, it started climbing back up really drastically, back almost to its original peak, which was, its original peak is 161. It's sitting at 148. Wow. Usually when Pokemon cards do this, if we go look back, it's probably the hype period of the set where it peaked out and then it dropped. And now here's the recovery point. And usually when this happens, the recovery point is a lot higher than its original hype point. Yeah, this is the bull run.
Gotcha.
So I think this is a great spot to get the Charizard from Paldean Fates.
Completely. Super undervalued. Great value. Again, Charizard, popular card. Only going to go up in value. Especially for what you can get it at. Just talking about it, I'm like, man, I'm going to get my hands on those, and as many of those as I can this year, because that's going to be a good deal.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So another one that's very underlooked is the Sylveon V from Brilliant Stars.
Okay.
I believe it's an alt art, and I'm gonna pull this up on it, but yeah, just the way that all the other Umbreon evolutions, EV evolutions are priced. They're in the mid 60s. I know that there's another Sylveon V in another set. I forget, Evolving Skies, I believe. Yep, Evolving Skies. That's around the $65 mark. But This one just has so much potential to be a great card, and I'm gonna.
And there's like a sleeping. Is there a sleeping Sylveon that I'm thinking about, or is that maybe is that an Espeon? Isn't that like a sleeping?
That's an Espeon. He's on the roof.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's I believe that's the V Max.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so they have the.
But that's just another popular evolution. To your point, let's not also underestimate the fact that maybe all this prismatic hype can make some of those evolution cards start going up in value, since they're going to be getting a lot more attention, right? Like even like the EVIR from Twilight, or like some of those other EV cards that have been in the game. Maybe we'll start to see them kind of be affected by prismatic and such, all the EV hype, to where a lot of the EV collectors might come out and drive up the cost of some of those cards, right? Like this one that you're mentioning from Brilliant Stars.
Yeah, one that is being driven really hard is the Umbreon V from Evolving Skies. That one's in the 230s right now, So yeah, that's why I say this Sylveon V is underrated. It's beautiful artwork, showing her interacting with her trainer. And
absolutely.
Yeah, just at $22, I think it's
can't go wrong, right?
Extremely undervalued, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a great card to find. Another one on the list that personally is my favorite on the list is the Ghastly IR.
Ooh, you love that one.
Temporal Forces. It's a great card. It's such a number one. It's a beautiful card. Sitting at $33, the way the Gengars are moving up, and it being the only Ghastly IR in modern history, any recent histories, that I think it's just inherently attached to these Gengars that are consistently moving up in price, that this has no choice but to continue to climb. At $33 at the moment, I can easily see this into a, I don't want to get crazy here, but what I do want to say about this is, why can't the basic evolutions be big money? We're seeing it. Magikarp.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Gyarados.
It doesn't have to be. Look, what I love about it, Rad, is the fact that it's low risk, high reward. It's a $33 card, and guess what? These sets, time and time again, have been proven. The sets are going to go up in value as we remove from the set. It's just what's going to happen. As we get farther away in time from the set, it's going to go up in value. So if you can get a card for $30, another card, I remember we talked about the Obsidian Flames Charizard, right? The golden one.
$25.
$25. Again, I just wanted to throw that out there. Same kind of type card as the Ghastly from the standpoint of very low card, high value. I love Rad's point about when it comes to the Ghastly, it's connected to Gengar, which is an extremely popular card. And I love popular Pokemon. Just the fact that it's so cheap. Temporal Forces, another set, very slept on, man. If you could get a bunch of those, and I believe that's going to kind of be a good segue for us talking about that last card, right? While we're talking about Temporal Forces, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and take that away. But I completely agree with you on the Ghastly. It is a steal at $33. You guys should definitely invest in that. Yeah,
most definitely. And to segue, like you said, into the last but not least card of the set, I have another top one. The Raging Bolt SIR from Temporal Forces.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's sitting at $100, I think $110. Been a fan of this card. Hasn't moved up in a little while, but I think that's soon to change, especially with the way the other newer evolutions, Iron Hands, are moving up. Beautiful artwork. It's heads in the clouds. It's not too busy of a card, and very solid card, most definitely.
And to that point, I'm going to take a weird angle with this one, just off of that point. I know there's going to be a Roaring Moon card that looks absolutely gorgeous in Prismatic Evolutions. To your point, is that going to help kind of bring some more attention to like a Raging Bolt and to those kind
Iron
of
Hands,
the Iron Hands, the Gouging Fires of the world, all of the, is it going to bring some attention to that? Maybe, but even if not, regardless, it's great value. It's the big card in the set,
correct?
The biggest card in the set, so it's worth getting it because the set's going to go up in value. So I completely agree with Rad on that one. I think we put together a great list here, Rad, and I think these are some awesome suggestions and some choices that collectors should look into if you're looking to get some of these lower value cards. You know, right now there's so much hype for everybody going after those really big cards, right? Everybody wants a Pikachu from Surging Sparks. Everybody wants
Greninja.
The Greninja or the Sun Kitty from Prismatic that's getting ready to come out, right? Everybody wants those big cards, but there's some slept on cards here where you might be able to make some money here with these cards that no one's thinking about. And by the way, they are gonna become cards that everyone's thinking about as they come up in value. Everyone's gonna be chasing after these pretty soon if they're not.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think you can't go wrong with some of these cards. And the way the market's running up, they're for sure to go up. And even beyond that, they're undervalued, man.
Absolutely.
That's why we composed this list, and we feel strongly, have a lot of conviction in those cards.
Absolutely.
And we just wanted to bring you information that we think is going to be useful in investing in Pokemon, because it can get expensive, and we just want to guide you to make the best decisions on it. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, dude. This is an awesome video. I'm glad we made it. And this is Rad. I'm pointing the wrong way. Rad. This is Rad.
You don't know who you are, Rad.
Yeah, I'm like, no. This is Rad, and this is Ross.
That's right.
Rad Ross Pokeballs.
That's right. Thank you guys for joining us on this topic. And please stick around for more content like this. Definitely comment, like, subscribe. In the comment section below, please go ahead and give us your list. Name some cards if you think we maybe missed a few. Add some to the list yourself, or name the ones you agree or disagree with, and what you think could be really valuable cards. But either way, welcome to the family. We're so happy for you guys to be here. You could expect a lot more content like this, so you're going to want to subscribe. And also keep in mind that we're going to actually be doing like pack openings and things like that on this channel.
Giveaways. We'll be doing giveaways in the future as well,
all types of crazy things. So definitely subscribe, stick along. There's going to be a lot of fun. This is Rad. I'm Ross, and we're going to be closing out, and we're going to catch you guys on the next one, guys.
Thanks,
Peace.
guys. Later.
Later.